In our investigation, we learned about the vertex, the axis, symmetry, focus, and directrix of parabola. Go ahead and take a few minutes with your partner to label each of the following. So the focus is a purple dot, the purple point. The vertex is a red point, and the directrix is right below the parabola. A parabola is defined as a set of points in a plane that are the same distance from a fixed line we call the directrix, and a fixed point not on the line, which is called the focus. Okay, I'll be going over some key words. The vertex is either the highest or lowest point, and we call it HK. The focus is a point that is above or below the vertex, and we call it 0C. That's the location, 0C. The directrix is a line that's above or below the parabola, and the location is y equals negative c. The equation of this parabola that opens upwards or downwards is y equals ax squared. We can also name it y equals 1 over 4c x squared. The first discussion point is, what is an equation of a parabola with the vertex at the origin and a focus of 0, 2? So here is my parabola. The vertex is at the origin. The focus is at 0, 2. So I know from the focus to the vertex is 2. From the vertex to the focus is 2. So it's going to be y equals negative 2. And my c is 0, 2. So to find the equation, I just have to substitute 1 over 4c x squared. So I have 1 over 4 times 2 x squared, which gives you 1 over 8x squared. So the equation is y equals 1 over 8x squared. What is an equation with a parabola at the vertex and the focus is at 0, negative 1.5? So my focus is right below the vertex, and so it's going to have to open downwards. So now my directrix is y equals 1.5. So to find the equation, y equals 1 over 4c x squared. So I'm just going to substitute, so I know c is negative 1. So it's going to be 1 over 4 times negative 1.5 x squared, which is negative 1 over 6 x squared. What are the focus and directrix of the parabola with the equation? Now, we know that the vertex is at the center. We know that it opens downwards. What's missing now is the focus and the directrix, but we do know that y equals 1 over 4c times x squared. We know that a, in this case, is negative 1 over 12, and we know that a is also equal to 1 over 4c. So the question is, what is going to make c be negative? Well, it has to be negative. And what do you multiply 4 to get 12? So it's minus 3. So the focus is 0, negative 3. And the directrix is y equals 3. Discuss the terms vertex, focus, directrix with a classmate. Draw a model with labels for each. Read the labels aloud, then write a list of questions that will help you understand these terms. So, once again, if our vertex is at the origin, then this will be our focus, 0C, and this will be our directrix, y equals -c. In this part of the lesson, the parabola opens to the left, the parabola opens to the right, and the vertex is still at the origin, and it's still considered to be HK. The focus is now to the left of the parabola, or the focus is to the right. So it's going to be to the left or right. And so the location is C, 0. Next, the directrix will be a line that is to the right of the parabola, or a line that is to the left of the parabola. So it's going to be a line that is left or right to the parabola. And since it's a vertical line, it's going to be x equals -c. Something that's a little bit different, since this parabola opens left and right, it's going to start with x equals, and then you have 1 over 4c times y squared. So A, which controls it being narrow or wider, or reflection over the x-axis, is equal to 1 over 4c. We're going to go over some discussion points. What is the equation of a parabola with a vertex at the origin? So the origin is 0, 0. And the directrix is x equal -5 over 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch my graph. And I want you to notice that x is -5 over 2, so it's right here. X is equal to -5 over 2. And we do have our parabola, and here's our focus. So that's, this point is C, 0. And so I need to find C. And to find C, I'm going to use the directrix. So I do know that the directrix is x equals -c. So actually, I already have it right here. So I have -c equals -5 over 2. I divide both sides by -1. So C is actually 5 over 2. So I'm going to use 5 over 2, or 2.5, and I'm just going to put it into the equation. 1 over 4 times 2.5 y squared. And so my equation is x is equal to 1 over 10 y squared. So that's my equation. What is an equation of a parabola with the vertex at the origin and the directrix at x equals 1.2? I'm going to go ahead and draw my directrix. X equals 1.25. My parabola is at the origin. So my C has to be negative because it's on the negative side. I know my directrix is x equals -c. So -c equals 1.25. So C is equal to -1.25. So we have x equals 1 over 4 times -1.25. Let me fix this. Times y squared. Therefore, the equation is negative 1 over 5y squared. What are the vertex, the focus, and the directrix of a parabola with the equation x equals negative 4y squared? So if I graph this, since it's negative, it's going to open towards the left. This right here will be the focus, and this will be the directrix. So I'm going to go ahead and write down x equals negative 4y squared. And we know the formula x equals 1 over 4c times y squared. And we can use the a value to come up with c. So we know that a is equal to 1 over 4c. And we know that the a is going to be negative 4. So we have 1 over 4c equals negative 4. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the reciprocal both sides. So I have 4c equals negative 1 over 4. I'm going to divide by 4. So I'm dividing by 4. So I'm actually multiplying by 4. So c equals negative 1 over 16. So the directrix is x equals negative 1 over 16. The focus is 1/16, comma 0. That's going to be the focus. And I did make a mistake here. So the directrix is actually positive. It's actually positive 1 over 16th. And the focus is actually negative. So let me rewrite this. So the focus is negative 1 over 16, comma 0. What are the vertex, the focus, directrix of a parabola with the equation 0.75 times y squared? So what I'm going to say is x is equal to 3 over 4 y squared. We know that the parabola is going to open to the right. I know the focus is here, and I know that the directrix is right here. I know the formula is x equals 1 over 4c times y squared. So I'm going to use the a value to come up with the directrix and the focus. The a value is 1 over 4c equals 3 over 4. I'm going to get the reciprocal of both sides because I want to work with the numerator. Now I'm going to cross multiply. 4c times 3 is 12c. And then 1 times 4 is 4. So c is equal to 4 over 12. Or this reduces to 1/3. So I know the directrix is y equals negative c. So y equals negative 1/3. The focus will be 1/3, comma 0.